10 a.m., August 7th, 2023, City of Pasadena, Texas, council meeting has been called to order. Chief of the Police, Josh Brugger, will do the invocation. Councilmember Kerry Bass will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone would please stand.
Will you bow your heads as I pray? Wise and loving Father, thank you for the many blessings upon each of us, but especially those that have been called to lead our community. I pray for our mayor and council members that you'll give wisdom and guidance as they go through today's meeting and provide them with the ability to work together even when there's disagreement. Continue to bless this great city and offer a hedge of protection for all of our first responders. In your most blessed name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Will everybody please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, Councilman Bass.
Good morning. Thank you all very much for coming. Looks like we've got a big crowd in here. A lot of awards. If my arithmetic serves me right, I think we got 370 years of awards going out, unless Councilman Jobine checks my math. So anyway, thank you all for coming today. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Thank you, Councilman Shanebine.
Good morning, everyone. I, too, would like to welcome everyone here. It's an amazing group of service award recipients today, and we're so blessed and honored to have you been serving our city for 25-plus years, some 35 years. We're honored to see y'all today, and I hope y'all have a very blessed day, and thank you for everything you've done. With that, I pass.
Thank you. Councilman Villarreal. Villarreal's gone. Councilman Harrison.
Thank you, Mayor. And I, too, want to congratulate the Service Awards. 25, 35 years, you've been the backbone of the city. And public safety is, you keep citizens safe in this town. I've been here a long time, and I realize the consideration you give to me and all of our constituents in Pasadena. And it's very important at this time that you continue to keep our citizens safe, what you do. And I support you all the way. And Emilio Carmona was a councilman. He served 8 years on council, and he served approximately 10 to 15 years on the Economic Development Committee. And I want to congratulate him for giving his service to the city, because he chose not to serve another term on the Economic Development Committee, and I wish him happiness and enjoy life. And then there's also Brian Williamson, a police captain, who's retiring from the police department. Congratulations to him also. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, sir. Councilwoman Van Hout.
We do have a lot of service awards today. There are 14, of which 13 are police officers. 2 of them have 35 years, 11 of them have 25 years, which probably means they were all in the same class. And I noticed Chief Brugger is one of them, which means we've got a whole bunch of people who probably have some interesting stories about him. The AARP is helping seniors with their tax returns at the main library, Thursdays from 9 to 5 and Fridays from 9 to 4. And the Parks Department wants you to go out and explore the parks. Lots of parks. It's beautiful weather. Go see what is in each city park. To get you out there, they're having a carrot hunt. Now, it's actually an Easter egg that looks like a carrot. And if you find one of these with a message in it, you can trade it for an Easter basket. Last year, they put all the carrots out at once, and within 3 days, they'd all been found. So this year, they're spreading it out. There will be 100 of these, and they're putting out some each week, scattered in different parks around the city. There's a flyer on the city website under the Parks Department, but if you want some clues As to where the carrots are each week, you can go to Facebook or Instagram.
Thank you. Councilman Estrada.
Thank you, Mayor. I too want to congratulate and thank our city employees for their years of service, particularly the police officers for what you do to keep our community safe. And we have one Clean Street employee, Juan Aranda. Thank you as well. And with that, I pass, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay. Brings us down to citizens wishing to speak to council. First is Benny Richardson. Hey, Benny. You got the microphone, that way everybody can hear you, Benny.
I don't hear very well. I thank all of y'all for the things y'all do for us in the city. However, I've got one department that doesn't seem to want to finish a job in my yard. I had a water main break in 2013, and when they repaired the break, they left the water main pipe above ground in my backyard, and it's been there 10 years. I would really like to get it put in the ground where it belongs so that I can use that part of my yard. And that's basically it. It's a very simple thing, but I've had at least half a dozen people come out from different departments in the city, and each one has told me the same thing, that they would have someone out there shortly to take care of that. No one has ever returned. So,
Well, Benny, thank you. You said it was 10 years ago?
yes,
Okay.
10 years ago.
Thank you, Benny. We'll look into it. Thank you.
It's on your records too, by the way, the repair was done.
Thank you, sir.
So, if y'all have the power to fix that, I would really appreciate that.
Thank you, Benny. Appreciate it.
Okay?
All right, next up is Jason Lemire. I was going to say that, but I remember meeting you. Thank you, Jason.
Hello, I'm Jason Lemire. I'm with the Bon Temps Roulette Cajun Throwdown. In case you guys haven't heard, that is the Cajun Throwdown Festival that's cooking crawfish and music in April and late April this year. I want to thank Mayor Wagner for his help in facilitating our good deeds that are going to go on in Pasadena this year. I'd also like to thank the esteemed members of the council for everything that you guys have worked for towards making this festival come forward. Each of you have received an informational packet via the media, via digital to your email location, to your offices. If you guys have any questions, feel free to get with us. We look forward to putting on this festival. We've done it in Galveston 3 years ago. The past 2 years, we've done it in Hitchcock, Texas. And this year, we're bringing it to Pasadena. And we are on the schedule for not only this year, but successive years of next year and the following year, guaranteed to be in the fairgrounds. We want to also thank the Parks Board for working with us. We are going to be doing some special events. I know Mayor Wagner has approved to come out and pardon one of our crawfish the day of the festival. So we're actually going to take one of the crawfish out of the millions that are going to be on the truck. He will pardon it, and we've already named it Clovis, which if you're from Louisiana, that's a pretty popular book for the past 30 years. A lady does that from the Lafayette area. But we're going to pardon the crawfish, and then we've also got approval from the Parks Board to release it into the holding pond there at the fairgrounds. So we're hoping that generate some interest for the festival. But we really do appreciate the help that you guys have put to us, and we look forward to any questions y'all have.
Thank you, Jason. Really appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Womack, you're up.
You never know what you're going to get in Pasadena. We're excited for our members and their festival. Want to say thank you to the mayor and the many city departments, again, that helped put on the record-breaking State of the City recently. We were excited to celebrate TNT Construction as our business partner of the year. We'll celebrate our industry winner of the year, Conica, at our golf tournament, and our nonprofit of the year, the Bridge Over Troubled Waters, at our April membership luncheon. One of the areas the Chamber supports as well is our advocacy, and we do that through hosting Meet the Candidates events when there's a local election going on. So we look forward to seeing all candidates who are running for office at our Meet the Candidates event on April the 4th from 5:30 to 7:30 at CT Church on Fairmont. Invitations have all been sent to all of our candidates, and so we invite you to come connect individually with those that are seeking office. We also have another event on March 22nd called Generations Collide. If you look in this room, we have all 5 generations represented here, and that brings challenges and communication in the workplace. So come learn how to work across all 5 generations in this free event in partnership with the Pasadena Economic Development Corporation. Lastly, we continue to support the tornado recovery efforts and want to thank the city for their continued support on that. And our friends at Baker Ripley, if you're still needing support for food distribution, for financial assistance, for home repair, we invite you to visit the Chamber website or go to Baker Ripley so that you can get the support that you need. And I'll close with, many of you may have seen the news in the media recently that the Pasadena Chamber has been the victim of financial crimes. Although we are deeply saddened by this egregious, complex financial crimes against the Chamber, our industry standard financial practices were not enough to protect us from this scheme to defraud the Chamber. And as we shared with our members in November, we took immediate action in working with our authorities and taking additional steps to secure our financial accounts. We want you to know the Pasadena Chamber remains financially solvent. Please be assured that our focus is on prosecution, restitution, and recovery of all funds. We continue to focus on the robust program of work for 2023, as I've shared for our events, because that's what our businesses and our community partners depend on for us. And we're so appreciative of the support, the outpouring of support from all of our Chamber members and community partners. And we look forward to continuing to do what we've been doing for more than 90 years in this community, and that's advocating, educating, connecting, and serving our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Maria Power.
Good morning. My first statement is, how can we make it better? My second statement is jointly. I was going to leave Pasadena, and then I'm still here. So I love Pasadena. What I see is, how can we stop the fast driving, loud music, shooting within the area where I'm at now? It's scary. Where is safety? So I feel like I want to bring that message because it's really important and it's happening too often. So maybe we can make it better if we become aware that there are situations where we're not safe. The loud music, there are some limits to certain things, and it's getting bad. As far as now, I notice now where I move, is more animals than people loose. Where is animal control passing by? So I think it is important for us to take care of that, or keep in mind that the kids in school, I see how the dogs are coming out, barking at the kids from school, fast driving at 2 a.m., shooting like at 12, music loud. And then I see on the website certain limits to noises, certain limits to this, but I'm not experiencing it. Now it's kind of scary. So I just wanted to bring that subject. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. The mayor has stepped out just a moment as Mayor Pro Tem. The duties are assigned to me. The next on the list to speak is Robert Jeter.
Thank you, Councilman Harrison. First off, I'd like to thank Lieutenant Murray with the Police Department for meeting with a number of citizens on some vagrant encampment issues. And those issues, I do hope will get mitigated and solved shortly, and that's not all on the city. A lot of that has to do with the county property. With regards to the recent financial crimes in the news, I'd like to point out that we really want fair media coverage. I saw at least one media report that it was a city employee. To best of my knowledge, that is not true. And so I'd like to make sure that our city and our city employees are treated fairly with their reputations in the media. And that brings me to my last point. Congratulations to all service award recipients. We appreciate all of your service to the city. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Larry Cernsack.
Yes, I'm here to talk about the towing ordinance. I know there was an amendment proposed. Our association didn't get to see it. I think there was something changed about the 50-foot to 150-foot, but it was only specific to the 4400 block of Red Bluff. I would request that I'm in the same situation. I'm in the 4500 block. I do have a Pasadena storage facility, but I also do have a Pasadena tax permit. So if I did store one of them cars there from the city, it would still be included in my tax payment to the city. So that's the only other thing I'd be requesting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next is Charlie Hines.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Appreciate the time to come down and speak with you. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you because a lot of people don't do that. You know, they come in here and always ask for something continually and never really think of it. Because you guys have a tough job. You're always having to deal with everything to solve these problems. But you've been doing it in a great manner. And I'd just like to thank our recipients today, and most of all, our police department. You know, without these guys, we wouldn't have the calm city that we've got. You know, also, I would just like to say on the record ordinance, I appreciate all the efforts and time put into it. I've been with this city and operating the record service for 48 years. And I continue to do so with the help of the city and the council and all our local citizens. And I do thank each and every one of you for my time to speak with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Okay, council, brings us down to presentation of service awards. Ms. HR, if you'll step up to the plate.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. It is my pleasure to recognize several employees for their lengthy service to the City of Pasadena. And as Councilmember Bass mentioned earlier, it is collectively, they represent 370 years of service and are being commended today for their dedication and loyalty. And unfortunately, some employees couldn't be here today. Now, the first two officers are each receiving a wall clock for having 35 years of service. And they are Detective Hank Gross. Will you stand, and Maria's going to give you your clock. And next, Detective Anthony McQueen. Okay, and the next 7 officers who are each receiving a gold ring for having 25 years of service with the police department. And they are Chief Josh Bruger. Officer Stephanie Dudley. Detective Louis Garcia. Officer Randy Hunt. Officer Jose Martinez. Lieutenant Chris Murray. And Officer Mark Turpin. And I know there's been a lot of clapping, but once again, please join me in congratulating these officers for their dedication and commitment to the city. Thank you.
Okay, council, brings us down to presentation of minutes, February 21st, 2023, 6 p.m. Motion Bass, seconded by Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to presentation of minutes of special council meeting, February 23rd, 2023 at 2 p.m.
Motion.
Motion Estrada, seconded by Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to progress payments. Motion Shanebine, second by Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to finance resolutions. Motion Estrada, second by Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings down to personnel changes A. Motion Estrada, second by Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, Madam Secretary, on final reading, we're going to do 30 by itself. We'll start off with that, and then we'll go through just the numbers.
Yes, sir. Ordinance 2023-30.
Motion? Motion by Shanebine, second by Bass. Any questions?
Yes, Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
After consideration of due diligence by other department heads, I hereby make this amendment. The amendment essentially changes the 50-foot requirement to 150 feet, and then limits the 150 feet to just the 4,400 block of Red Bluff. In the ordinance, in Article 1, I recommend the following amendment in Section 7.1, definitions. Vehicle storage facility. A garage, parking lot, or other facility that is owned by a person other than the government entity located within the corporate limits of the city of Pasadena and then within 100 feet of the 4,400 block of Red Bluff Road that is operated by a person who holds a license issued pursuant to Chapter 2303 of the Texas Occupation Code. In the contract in Section 7, duties and responsibilities of company 2, maintain or have an agreement with the currently licensed vehicle storage facility within the corporate limits of the city or within 150 feet of the 4,400 block of Red Bluff Road for the storage of vehicles towed pursuant to this contract. Vehicle storage facility shall mean a facility operated by a person licensed under the Texas Occupation Code, Chapter 2303. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, sir. Do we have a second on the amendment by Bass? Any questions? All in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Any opposed? The amendment passes. Let's go back to regular ordinance, number 30. Do we have a, we need a, we had a motion? We had a second to that? Okay. All in favor? Go ahead.
The amendment is attached to the main motion, then you have to vote on the main motion as amended.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we're voting on right now. We're all good.
All in favor? Any opposed? The amendment and the ordinance passes. Okay, Madam Secretary, brings us back to where we were.
Ordinance 2023-31, ordinance 2023-32, ordinance 2023-34.
Motion Shanebine. Second Estrada. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, Madam Secretary, first readings.
Ordinance 2023-36, agreement with JMDH Real Estate of Pasadena, Texas LLC for an economic incentive lump sum payment stipulation agreement of $289,000 from the Pasadena Economic Development Corporation. Ordinance 2023-37, amend ordinance 2021-50 by approving change order number 4 and transferring $65,000 from CIP number D044 Golden Acres Detention Project into CIP number D039 Partnership Park Annex, which will correct underruns, overruns in both projects. Ordinance 2023-38, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 36, Traffic, Section 36-145.1, 25 miles per hour zone in Section 36-146, Table of Maximum Speed Limits. Ordinance 2023-39, authorizing and approving an agreement by and between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Ziegler Cooper Incorporated for design services associated with the SimTech Building CIP number P016 for the City of Pasadena for a total appropriation in the amount of $180,000 from the general fund balance account. Ordinance 2023-40, authorizing and approving a contract by and between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Earth Engineering Incorporated for materials testing services for the Police Range Storage Building, CIP number P014, for a total appropriation of $19,095 from the Project Development Professional Service account. Ordinance 2023-41, authorizing and approving the Be Well Communities Agreement by and between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center, with funding being used to purchase and install the Bliss Meadows Place structure and other park improvements throughout the city. Ordinance 2023-42, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pasadena, Texas, at Chapter 24 Parks and Recreation by amending Section 2413 fees, specifically golf course fees, providing a repealing clause, providing a saving clause, and providing for severability. Ordinance 2023-43, an ordinance authorizing and approving a contract by and between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Pasadena Auto Collision for vehicle body repair and painting. Ordinance 2023-44, an ordinance authorizing and approving a contract by and between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Novus Wood Group LP to be utilized by the Sanitation and Parks Division for wood grinding. Ordinance 2023-45, authorizing and approving the purchase of a Dell Power Edge server for data backup and protection system utilizing the State of Texas Department of Information Resources contract DIR TSO 3763, which was competitively bid and awarded according to state law and appropriating the amount at $350,000. Ordinance 2023-46, authorizing and approving the purchase by the City of Pasadena, Texas, of playground equipment through Byboard Cooperative Contract Number 67922 from Playwell Group Incorporated in the amount of $51,699.89. Ordinance 2023-47, authorizing and approving a contract for the purchase and software of systems for the City of Pasadena, Texas, Water and Wastewater Departments from Strategic Automation Services Incorporated that replaces the city's supervisor control data acquisition software system and appropriating the amount of $148,525.
Motion by Shanebine.
Second.
Second by Estrada. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Madam Secretary, brings down the resolutions.
Resolution 2023-48, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Pasadena, Texas, appointing members Rick Lord, Salvador Serrano Jr., Marilyn Wilkins, and excuse me. I know this name.
Ernesto.
Thank you, Fred S. Angela West, and Efren Aaron to the Board of Directors of the Pasadena Economic Development Corporation for a 2-year term. Resolution 2023-49, accepting a donation of $50 from Blue Bonnet Branch Chapter of the Daughters of the Republic of Texas for use by the Parks and Recreation Department in connection with the operational expenses for the Heritage Park Museum. Resolution 2023-50, accepting an in-kind donation of brass plaque for the preservation of the history of Pasadena valued at $100 by St. Peter's San Pedro's Episcopal Church for display at the Heritage Park and Museum. Resolution 2023-51, accepting an in-kind donation of prizes for bingo event valued at $90 from the Devoted Health for use by Parks and Recreation Department in connection with the Madison Job Senior Center. Resolution 2023-52, accepting a $3,495 donation from Bay Area Council on Drugs and Alcohol for use by the Parks and Recreation Department for paddleboard yoga at the Aquatic Center. Resolution 2023-53, accepting a $1,850 donation from Bay Area Council on Drugs and Alcohol for use by the Parks and Recreation Department for sensory programs for the Vern Cox Center. Resolution 2023-54, accepting a $4,000 donation from Bay Area Council on Drugs and Alcohol for the use by the Parks and Recreation Department to be used for a scout program for the recreation centers. Resolution 2023-55, accepting the 2022 Pasadena Police Department Racial Profiling Report as presented in accordance with Article 2.132B7B of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. Resolution 2023-56, a resolution to amend Resolution 2022-127, authorizing approving the 2022 Annual Action Plan substantial amendment for the reallocation of the Community Development Block Grant Program funds. Resolution 2023-57, a resolution declaring candidates for District D and F unopposed and elected, canceling elections for said unopposed candidates in the May 6, 2023 general election and providing other provisions relating thereto.
So moved.
Motion by Harrison,
Second.
second by Estrada. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Gentlemen, council meeting is over. Thanks for coming. God bless you.